Welcome to our last presentation on grammar. For this presentation, we're going to talk about reported speech, which is relatively easy. You'll notice that this is actually very similar in being inspired from our noun clauses. So let's look at a specific situation. Let's say that the professor said in class that you will have a test next week. As you can see, this is what the professor said, so it's in quotes. But let's imagine that a student was absent that day and so comes in the next class and asks another student about what the professor said. So that student would say, "The professor said that we will have a test next week." Reported speech is what it is. It's when we report or we say what the other person said. Normally for this, the structure is going to be a subject, then a verb, a reporting verb like say, tell, or ask, and then the rest of the sentence, which is usually the noun clause. So we're going to find out what the other person said and what this is called. Reported speech will not have quotation marks. For example, she asked where her book was. I am telling this to another person. This information is obviously being relayed to a different party. Remember that certain verbs like to tell and to ask are going to have some special structural rules. For example, he told me that the test will be tomorrow. Notice that in this verb, you're going to have to say who was told. You can't say he told that the test will be tomorrow. That doesn't work. You have to say who is receiving the information. Similar with ask. Ask frequently says someone after it. He asked me if he could borrow a pen. However, with ask, doesn't always have to have somebody after it. He asked whether there would be a quiz. Says is another reported word. It's very common to use. For example, in this sentence, she said that the test will be easy. That comes right before the subject, which is a test. Obviously here, the test being a subject, we can omit that if we want to. And then the sentence would be, she said the test will be easy. Remember that the word after that has to be a subject. They said we should study over the weekend is another example. Here is a list with tense changes. Notice that for the quoted speech, when you are using the reported speech, for example, I need a vacation, well, if you said that and I'm telling someone else, the action is already in the past. The fact that you had said, I need a vacation, that has already happened in the past, even if it was a minute ago. So whenever I tell someone else, I have to say, she said that she needed a vacation. And everything goes into past simple. Notice the same thing for quoted speech like I am working. This is in the present continuous or present progressive tense. But when I do reported speech, and it's already in the past now, we have to say she said that she was working. So notice that everything goes one step back to the past. But also notice that in the next one, with may is a modal verb. I may go see a movie. So when we do reported speech, it usually will be she said that she may go see a movie. I haven't changed the tense with the modal verb. All right. If the reporting verb said is in the past tense, the tense of the noun clause is often changed to the same. But with modal verbs, like I said earlier, they usually do not change. However, similar to the noun clauses when we used thought or believe, it is possible to have more than one tense form in a sentence. For example, the author says that the student won't be prepared for the workforce. In this situation, I have a present simple, but then I also have future simple. Here's one last important point. When you report what the writer has said, which will happen in your writing, you will use the present simple tense, especially for the reporting verb. For example, the author says that much of our current information about medicine comes from al-Zahrawi. So how will reported speech help you with your writing? Well, you're going to use it to be reporting what was said, for example, in the Pathways readings when you're using those for your in-class writing. For example, according to Pathways, the author says. Please note that it's in the present simple form, and it's always going to be in the present simple form. This is just MLA format. And that's it.